Welcome back, Sports Tonight on Channels Television. You can be part of the program on Twitter, Channels_Sports, Facebook, Channels IFE Sports. We're taking a look at everything that is going on as regards sports administration in Nigeria. Let's go back to Abuja studios. Chika Chukwumereji, athletes representative of the Nigeria Taekwondo Federation, is standing by. Chika, good evening. Welcome to the program. Chika, yesterday on this show...
Hi, good evening. Always good to be on the program.
Good to have you around. Last night on this show, I had a report. In fact, I have the report right here from the Harmonization Committee on the National Sports Federation elections, where they said that Taekwondo should return to status quo. Today we're hearing that there were supposed to be elections into the board of the Federation, and when inauguration was done, Taekwondo was not part of it. What do you know?
This is what I know. I'm going to start from yesterday when the elections were being held. At the venue, the area where we had the elections for Taekwondo was marked as Taekwondo. And the 50 delegates were there. And when we noticed something funny was when they held the Southwest zonal elections and they took it far away from the designated area. And we said, well, that's a big strain, but it's okay. And they now allowed one person to contest. The winner of the election had contested before under Nawis on the 3rd of May, and she lost that election. I don't know how fair it is to allow someone to contest 2 times, in addition to the fact that she was indefinitely suspended by the Federation in 2003. But it did not matter. What mattered was the 50 delegates waited for them to come and conduct the elections, and we didn't hear from anybody. So we're there up until 8:30 p.m. Then we all got the circular. We got the circular that Madam President-elect Mrs. Margaret Binga had, basically she was the president. And we said, fine. And we went home, we said, good job, the work can start. Now, what happened was this. We don't know what transpired throughout the night. Because in the morning, about 11 a.m., I was training with my students, and I received a call. And they said, Chika, you have to come here quickly. They called Taekwondo for elections. And this was someone who went for the gymnastics elections. And I said, that is not possible. There's a circular that says we're going to be inaugurated. The 31st Federation are going to be inaugurated. And that the only 2 sports that are going to have a rerun is gymnastics and rugby. And the person said, no, I'm sure. And there were 20... They gathered about 21 people there already to do the votes. And I picked up my call on my phone, and I called all the people that came to want to vote for Binga the day before. There were 30 of them. We have a signed paper written with their names and all that. And I called almost all of them. None of them were at that venue. And I just thought that was a bit strange. Why is it that it seems like one part of them are there and we're not there, and they're doing in a very hasty fashion? But I dismissed the rumors because the Honorable Minister has already released a statement that she was the president, so I got ready for inauguration. So by 2 o'clock, I got to the stadium, and at the gate of the stadium we stopped, and they said, wow, that Taekwondo is not allowed to go in. And I was surprised, and I said, why? And they said there's an order that the elections have been cancelled. There's no circular to the effect and all that. So my take on this is, this confusion is not really good. It's not great for the sport. This lady, I mean, if you check how much has been spent, some delegates came out from as far as Zamfara, they came from Yobe, they came from all over. And when I calculated it, if you calculate 50 delegates, I'm sure that the average transport spent is 10,000. And at least 5,000 accommodation times 2, that's 10. So if I multiply all this, that's at least 1 million spent. So if you want to make us come for a 3rd time, that's 3 million. And I am an athlete to the core. I'm thinking that this morning I will have done a very, very good national program. So I don't think it speaks well that you've said that she's the president, and the people that came to vote have left. And in the next morning, you say that she's no longer the president. And to make matters worse, you want to conduct an election when everybody was not there. But they said, oh, a quorum was not formed. But for me, I don't think that's the point. The point is that you've already said she's president. The world has heard. It was on Punch, it was on Vanguard, it was everywhere. Millions of people have been, thousands of people have been congratulating her on her phone and all that, and we're ready to do the job. Yeah. So for me, it's just appeal to say, look, let reason stand. This has already been done. I'm sure that there's a mistake somewhere, there's a misunderstanding somewhere. Let them inaugurate the Taekwondo board so that the job can start in earnest.
Yeah, so now inauguration was not done for Taekwondo. Do you guys, any communication to that effect? What's the ministry saying? What's next for the Taekwondo Federation?
We are making calls because, first of all, the important thing is not to make sentences that stirs up the polity. It's to understand what actually happened. There was an official declaration. This is the second time she's basically winning, and next day, the only female president of any of the federations, you are saying, oh no, we have to do it some other way. So sometimes it seems like are there other factors in play, but you really don't want to say things you're not sure of. And we're making a lot of calls to try and determine what actually happened. Because definitely calling them back is a very unfair process. It's going to be expensive, and you already announced she's president. So you've brought back the ex-official, you've brought in the Southwest representative under very controversial circumstances, and now you want to go ahead and remove the first ever female elected president of the federation. So I think we should just wait for a few days. I'm sure they'll get back to us. And I say this with all sense of humility. I think the Honourable Minister truly wants to democratize this process. As he said earlier, there have been challenges here and there, and I feel very sad that Taekwondo is proving to be a challenge when it shouldn't be. It's a very straightforward thing, you know. So I hope that in the next before Monday or so, they'll get back to us and reinstating the status quo and inaugurating the board.
I must say thank you so much, Chika Chukwumerije, for your time. I will continue to monitor the issues and I will get back to you. Thank you, Chika. So that's it. Athletes representative of the Nigeria Taekwondo Federation, Chika Chukwumerije. I'll just read one tweet and then we will bring on Babatunde Ogunshiku, Professor Chris Enaina. He says, I just hope all these acrimonious election fallout will not affect the athletes. That's very, very important. Too much uncertainty going forward, and it is the athletes that gets to suffer.